to our two-seat modified and John Gates.
Okay, we have Doug Dunleavy in the two-seater. And Doug, are you ready to give the command?
Yeah, I'm all set. It's strapped in here like a sardine. All right, gentlemen, start your engine.
All righty, here we go.
Well, is there a better sound than that? As Joe, 27 cars spring to life. In car number 28 is our master of ceremonies, Doug Dunleavy. As we have Dunleavy's on a starter stand, we have them on the track, and we have 27 of the top SK Light drivers in the country ready to go. So we are ready to meet the field in our Dunleavy's modified night. 40 laps for the SK Lights. Here is Joe Koss.
Starting 27th in the field tonight, he drives the 87 from East Hartford, Connecticut, the RH2A radio communications entry for Joey Farino.
Then it will be number 73, a driver from Old-Lyme, as he is aboard the Pat's Auto sponsored car. Here is Chris Carell.
In the high lane, crane and rigging, number 31 from Plymouth, Connecticut. Starting in the 25th position, it is Ted Kane.
Then it will be car number 29. He comes from Somers, Connecticut, as he is in the Fireball Farms sponsored entry, Chris Matthews.
MA Motorsports back. The driver of car number 89 from Berlin, Connecticut. It is Mark Alkis, starting 23rd.
Then it will be car number 77. A driver who comes from Towin, Connecticut, Mark Burke.
Starting 21st tonight in car number 2 from Mahwah, New Jersey in the ShopRite event field in Alliance Shippers Incorporated machine, it is Joe Graff Jr.
RDM Motorsports brings us car number 99. The driver comes from Plantsville, Connecticut, Rit Dulac.
The 19 starter drives car number 17 from Manchester, Connecticut in the Barkowski Motorsports entry. It is Glenn Barkowski.
Then it will be the Warhorse, driving the Precision Mechanical number 60. Here is Glenn Griswold.
Island Cove Marina sponsors car number 6 from Farmington, Connecticut. Starting tonight's event in the 17th spot, Corey DiMatteo.
A rookie in this division who has already earned the nickname of Hollywood in the Vians Motorsports car, Christopher Vians.
Cash Money Racing is Jeff Nooney's sponsor, car number 79 from Southwick, Mass.
One of the youngest drivers in the field will be in car number 88 from North Haven. Wheeler's Auto is the sponsor. The man behind the wheel, Marcello Refrano.
The Charland Motorsports number 1 is driven by the man himself, starting 13th, Bob Charland.
He was a heat race winner earlier tonight aboard car number 19, as he is from Middlefield, Connecticut, in the Santangelo Motorsports car, Tony Santangelo.
The 11th starter here tonight hails from Plainville, Connecticut, a former winner here this year in SK Light Modified competition in the All-State Fire Equipment entry. It is George Nocera Jr.
This driver is known as the Bullet in the Competitive Edge Coatings car. Car number 92, driven by Dan Wesson.
Big Hoss USA back the driver of car number 75 from Tallinn, Connecticut. Please welcome David Arute.
And a man from right here in Safford aboard car number 22. Second in the point standings in the Prucker Motorsports car, here is Wesley Prucker.
Rolling off 7th on the grid tonight in the Johnny's Mud Rings, number 81 from Vernon, Connecticut, it is Brett Gagne.
One of the veterans is in car number 07 in the Goff Motorsports car. From right here in Stafford, the Goffster, Jay Goff.
Hailing from East Hampton, Connecticut, driving car number 59 in the Williams Motorsports Modified, it is Rick Williams.
Now let's meet the drivers in the first 2 rows. Starting in car number 16, he comes from Palmer. Marcotte Ford is the sponsor. Here is Todd Doulard.
Starting 3rd tonight in the Mid-State Site Development H.O. Penny Machinery number 27 from Canton, Connecticut, it is Glenn Corner.
And here are the 2 drivers who will bring the field around. On the outside of the front row, a rookie in car number 13, but the reigning Stafford Legend champion in the Mid-State Site Development and Penn Machinery car. Here is Noah Corner.
And the driver who will bring this field around to the green flag, driving the Duraflex number 06. The Millbury, Massachusetts driver, it is Keith Caruso. Jack Dunleavy on the flag stand, set to send these cars underway. SK Light Modified history is being made here tonight. 40 laps, the longest event in the history of this division. The pace car has those Whelen Engineering lights out, and they are headed for cover. Keith Caruso on the bottom as we get ready to go. Green flag racing on Dunleavy Modified night.
The lightning bolts have left the clouds. Keith Caruso getting the jump on Noah Corner. Corner settling into second, and here is Doulard, as we predicted. He has already moved up to third. Noah Corner wants to lead.
Inside lane, trying to take the top spot away from Keith Caruso. Caruso goes wide off turn number 4. Corner keeps it pinched right down to the inside lane, but lap number 1 is led by Keith Caruso.
And Glenn Corner trying to move up in a fight for 4th and 5th with Jay Goff. Here is Noah again. He has the crevice. Let's see as he strolls underneath Caruso. And right now, Caruso just has too much pizzazz on the outside groove.
Momentum working to his advantage. Todd Doulard sees that and now runs to the outside of Noah Corner as they get into turn number 1. Doulard started 4th. He's challenging for 2nd off turn 2.
And it is Corner trying to keep his spot. Doulard has some momentum. Right behind them, the combination of Glenn Corner and Jay Goff. Also in the upper tier, Wesley Prucker off to a good start. And then Daniel Wesson is in the upper group.
Yeah, Wesson's making his way forward. He said after practice that this car is perfect. And look at him power up the outside. Goes high on Glenn Corner, getting down into turn number 3, right behind Wesley Prucker in the 22.
Some daylight has been created by the 06 of Keith Caruso. And now the man on the inside trying to shake loose of Todd Doulard. And Noah Corner is on the verge of doing that. What a power move by Daniel Wesson as he was able to whisk his way by Glenn Corner. Now he drops back a position. Tony Santangelo and Marcello Refrano are also in the mix.
Marcello Refrano working on the inside lane directly behind the Glenn Corner number 27. Meanwhile, Prucker gets out of shape, and we've got 3 or 4 cars involved in front of the entire field. Everybody climbs all over the binders as they close in off turn number 2. It all started from the 3rd spot. Prucker got out of shape, and everybody stacked up after that.
Tucker wound up in John Deere country, so Prucker in distress. And the cars try to move away. Marcello Refrano, one of those involved. Prucker is still on the inside, making the U-turn. Rick Williams was caught up in that. And it could have been a lot worse than it was because those cars were jammed up against the concrete underneath that Key Bank banner. But what could have been a disaster, we get away pretty cheaply.
All right, ready to get going here once again in this special 40-lap event as part of Dunleavy's Modifiedz night. Front row looks a lot like it did on the initial start. Keith Caruso on the bottom. The outside lane belonging to Noah Corner as they roll off turn 4.
And last time, Corner made an early bid, but like he soda out of a shaken can, that is a script for Keith Caruso. Now Jay Goff is moving quickly. He is in 3rd, and he isn't content with that.
In the 3rd spot, looks in the rear view mirror, sees Glenn Corner battling alongside Todd Doulard as they come off turn number 4. Inside lane, out of shape was Daniel Wesson. Did a really nice job at keeping that car pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, that was a Mariano Rivera type save that time for Wesson. Now getting closer to our leader, Keith Caruso, is Noah Corner. A strong move, a little deeper in the pack. Brett Gagnon trying to make something happen in car number 81. So Gagnon is definitely on the move up. And right next door to him is David Arute in car number 75. He has been a very consistent driver the first month of the season.
Launched off turn number 2 very efficiently. That allowed him to close into Todd Doulard, the back bumper. Meanwhile, behind them, Brett Gagnon's got a mirror full. Corey DiMatteo is in a side-by-side battle in that 6 car looking down to the inside lane of the racetrack, and bringing right along with him is George Nocera in that red 38.
So the mule kicking up his heels It was DiMatteo almost taking a shot underneath Brett Gagnon. He might try it in turn number 1. So keep an eye on car number 6 as he is able to thunderbolt his way halfway underneath the 81 car, but he is unable to complete the deal. The nickname for Corey DiMatteo, the Late Show. We have a battle for the lead. Here comes Noah Corner. He worked a long time to try to make this move pay off.
By a whisker, Keith Caruso was leading at the line, but Noah Corner is there, inside lane. Nerf bar to Nerf bar, down the back straightaway, diving off into turn number 3, grabs a handful of steering wheel, tries to cut it right down to the inside lane of the racetrack, and Noah Corner is out in front as the caution flag is out. We've got a multi-car incident between turn 3 and 4.
And the drivers try to extricate themselves from that traffic jam. Only one car remaining in that mess. Chris Matthews, the last car to move. Marcello Refrano has had a tough night. And also involved was Glenn Griswold in car number 60. Keith Caruso in car number 06. And Noah Corner, he is giving him headache after headache. We'll see if that trend continues as they get up to speed.
Green flag is waving once again. Caruso has been very good so far on the first 10 laps. Noah Corner up in the high lane. And here comes Jay Goff in that 07. Running down on the bottom underneath Corner. Wants second, but they are battling for the top spot in turn 3.
And also crowding him is the 92 of Daniel Wesson as he is running a sturdy 4th. They springboard their way off the corner, and here is Noah Corner grabbing the lead. He will be your official leader after 11 laps.
Corner out in front for the very first time, puts Caruso back to second. Weston putting the pressure on Jay Goff for 3rd. And here comes David Arute now looking down to the inside of Glenn Corner. This is a battle for the 5th spot off turn 4.
This isn't just the first time that Noah Corner has taken the lead tonight. The first time in his career that he is leading laps. Best battle, 3rd and 4th. Goss has a spot. Trying to crowbar his way underneath is Daniel Wesson. Right behind them is Glenn Corner. Here's the move by Wesson. It comes up empty. He fires a blank against Jay Goff.
Able to keep a wheel down to the inside. Here's David Arute challenging in underneath Glenn Corner again. The battle raging on for 3rd, though, intensifies. Goff and Wesson neck and neck of the back straightaway. Corner is there. A little help to the back of Wesson into turn number 3, and Corner now backs up.
Yeah, Glenn Corner spanked the back bumper of Wesson, and that enabled him to trampoline his way into 3rd place. Glenn Corner lost a little momentum. David Arute is right there. Corey DiMatteo is still in contention. And now a great battle between Brett Gagnon on the inside and Todd Doulard on the outside.
A little bit deeper in the top 10. Gagnon from Vernon, Connecticut is able to get the spot. George Nocera puts a wheel underneath Doulard as well. Nearly clips the dirt at the entrance of turn number 1, but he's got the spot as he races off turn 2.
Now here comes Glenn Corner taking a shot at Jay Goff. He got about underneath one wheel, and that was the extent of his move. And Goff, driving like a youngster, is able to hold off the young Glenn Corner, a student at Central Connecticut State University.
Corner now looking inside. This is for 4th. Goff runs a middle lane. Here comes Corner. Can't do it this time by in the outside lane. Now David Arute fills that gap. He's trying to follow Goff on through.
And David Arute is one of the best in this division, is running the outside. He proved it right there. Got by Corner, and now under siege is Jay Goff because David Arute, the big house auto car, is right there.
Meanwhile, we've got trouble off turn number 4. 2 cars have spun. Pointed in the wrong direction is one of them. Caution flag is out 18 laps in, our 3rd caution of the night.
And Joey Farino was one of those cars that had to stop for the melee, and there is a 33 of Christopher Vians. He said that he moved up from the limited sportsman to the Modifiedz, which is a pretty big jump, because he wanted to drive a real race car. Noah Corner, maybe people are surprised that he is able to take the lead. He never raced an SK until earlier this season, so he only has 4 races of experience behind the wheel in that number 13 car. He said the transition from the Legends to the SKs has not been that bad. He says the SK is a lot easier for him to drive than the Legend car. So when he goes behind the wheel of the 13, it's almost like going on vacation for him.
Yeah, well, they will tell you that Legends cars are some of the most difficult automobiles to drive because of the short wheelbase. Well, now all of a sudden, you get a little bit more power, more tire. Remember how big these tires are in these Modifieds. They're 15 inches across. There's a lot of rubber on 4 corners, and that makes a big difference. The Wheel and Engineering lights are out. Noah Corner is the race leader on the inside. Keith Caruso has run a fine race today. 18 laps in, just shy of the halfway point.
And here is Caruso. He has been flawless on every restart, and he is flawless again, regaining his lead, and Jay Goff is trying to go with him.
That's a big moment for Keith Caruso. Now Noah Corner has to fend off a hard-charging Jay Goff, who challenges to his outside. Glenn Corner is trying to come up through as well. He's in his own fight with Daniel Wesson.
And now here comes Glenn Corner looking for some room, and right now he is boxed in by the combination of Wesson and Goff. David Arute is in a battle with George Nacera. Nacera usually has a finishing kick at the end of the race. What else would you expect by a network, by a driver who has a nickname of the Mule? This is something we have never seen before. Lap number 21, the longest that the SK Lights have ever gone.
There's Noah Corner now going back after the race lead underneath Keith Caruso, getting down into turn number 3. They both run wide through the corner, and that's all Noah Corner needs to take over the top spot.
And here is Daniel Wesson as he is grabbing the shirt tail of Noah Corner, trying to take advantage of his speed. Getting crossed up is Jay Goff as he went into the Raisinets in turn number 2. So Goff losing a handful of positions.
Oh, trouble! Noah Corner hard into the outside. Turn 4 wall, went straight into the outside fence. He was out in front, got loose on his own accord, overcorrected, and the car darted to the right, went straight in, and then did a 360, spun around, and then came to rest out in the outside retaining wall. The red flag is out. 21 laps in.
Noah Corner is out of the car.
Is getting out of the race car. Plenty of fluid out of that machine, but boy, big round of applause there because that was one vicious hit into the outside turn 4 wall.
And what had the potential to be a great night turns into a nightmare for Noah Corner, and extensive damage on the front of that car.
He
walks to the ambulance on his own power.
He hit it about as square as you can hit it, straight across the nose in that 13, and did a rapid 360, pointed back in the right direction. But boy, I tell you what, we were just talking under that caution flag, Matt, coming to the restart, about that 15 inches of rubber. Well, guess what? When you get them sideways and you're hooking that wheel to the right to try to keep it pointed in the correct direction when you're in a power slide, and all of a sudden it bites, it takes off. And that's exactly what happened there for Noah Corner, and it took off big time.
Now we have a penalty being applied to the 92 of Daniel Wesson as he is getting penalized and sent back to the rear of the field for rough riding. So Daniel Wesson, who was a contender, will now go to the wilderness at the rear of the field.
Noah Corner talking to Joey Farina right now. Noah, man, rough break there. The 13 was absolutely on fire tonight, man. Good job driving, but what happened in turn number 4?
Kid just decided not to lift. Just ran right through me. I guess he's not patient enough to wait till the last lap. Gets to show you what it looks like not to have talent, you know?
Tough deal there for Noah Corner, man. Good run gone bad.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Thank you. got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Not on my watch, they say, as they volunteer to serve, as they move out, stand firm, and take fire. So, not on our watch, we say, to the severely ill or injured veterans who can't get the care they deserve to live full and independent lives. Even when there's no government funding or a nursing home seems like the only option, we won't leave one warrior behind. Not on our watch. Join us at findwwp.org.
And you just see crossing the start-finish line was Daniel Wesson, as he has a tall order, trying to razzle-dazzle his way through the field. Keith Caruso will get the lead back, and Glenn Corner is in second. So the Corner family very much alive in this one. Glenn Corner in car number 27, and he was very enthusiastic before this race started. He knew he had a good car, and he is showing tonight how good that car is. So I think Glenn Corner knew something tonight that not too many people knew, that he was going to be a contender.
That's a good way to describe it, Matt, too, because he was optimistic coming into the event today. We've re-racked the field now after the caution flag. That'll put that 06 machine of Keith Caruso on the front row, lining up alongside Glenn Corner. Inside row number 2 is going to be Jay Goff with George Nocera Jr. in that Ted Christopher modified. Inside row number 5, in the 5th position, rather, it's going to be David Arute, and that's top 5 as we get set to go underway. 19 laps to go, coming up on that uncharted territory, Matt. We'll see how well the tires hold up, how the drivers do. Some of them were even talking about a little fatigue running an extra double distance here tonight. We'll see how that all plays out. They don't exactly have cruise control in a race car, you know.
Well, right now, the pace car has found peace and quiet, and things get rowdy. Once again, Keith Caruso, the dominating man on the restart. Glenn Corner trying to keep him company. Jay Goff is not quitting, and now David Arute trying to make a move against Nocera, but right now Nocera alongside the Goffster.
And Nocera looking high, getting into turn 3, gets walked up the racetrack a little bit. Here comes David Arute now in the 75. Trying to crack the top 3, but Nocera giving Goff a big push on the front stretch.
Things are getting crowded at the front of the field as Glenn Corner is moved to within handshaking distance of Keith Caruso. Then we have a 3-car cluster for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. David Arute trying to jackknife his way to the inside of Nocera. Right now, he gets a little helping hand from Gagnon as Gagnon plays Ringo Starr to the back bumper of the Arute car, and it might push Arute past George Nocera.
Nocera powers on the outside lane, fends off the challenge for now. He's up to 4th. Arute back to 5th, and Gagnon now is knocking on the back door, trying to crack the top 5.
And right behind him is Corey DiMatteo. Bob Charland, the Shark, is doing a great job as he is running alongside Todd Doulard. That is a battle for 9th and 10th at the front of the field. Some cushion for Keith Caruso. People who watched him compete in New Hampshire, this isn't surprising him because Keith Caruso is a 6-time modified champion.
Corey DiMatteo trying to pick up a few more spots here as we approach 15 laps to go. He wants 6th as he works to the inside of Brett Gagnon, getting down into turn number 3. DiMatteo in that blue and white number 6 inside lane. Gagnon up top in the white 81.
This is why they call Corey DiMatteo the late show. because he saves his heroics for late in the race, and he just pulled one off the Island Cove Marina car trying to get by the Johnny's Mud Run car of Brett Gagnon.
Gagnon holding tough. Air in the outside lane, Nerf bar to Nerf bar. Advantage, Corey DiMatteo inside lane. DiMatteo, he says, I liken my driving style to a Ted Christopher and a Keith Rocco. Here comes Glenn Corner battling for the lead on the backstretch.
He has position on the inside. Glenn Corner trying to do what his brother did a handful of laps ago. He is sitting in the lap of Keith Caruso, sharing the same Hans device. Caruso on the outside has a little more firepower.
Down the back straightaway they go. Caruso edges out in front of Glenn Corner. Runs high in the corner. Corner trying to take advantage of it down on the inside lane. A gap develops between the two of them, and here comes George Nocera. He bears down on the top two.
George Nocera, another driver who has a flourish at the finish. A little deeper, Wesley Prucker trying to move in, but the battle is for the lead. Here is Glenn Corner. He was lunging ahead. Now Caruso fights back. Now Corner moves in front, and Glenn Corner has the lead with 10 laps to go.
Corner inching forward. Meanwhile, they both go a little bit high in turns 1 and 2. Nocera is there. David Arute is there. We're down to the final 10 circuits in this special event, and they are still wheel-to-wheel for the race lead.
It is a barn burner between Caruso and Corner as they dart across the line. Corner has a lead back in car number 27. Lane change by Nocera, almost going 3 wide. Here is George Nocera, do or die time as he is trying to make and break his way into the lead. Corner holding him off, but for how much longer?
And here comes David Arute. He sticks his nose in there as well, trying to get underneath Caruso. The battle for the lead now between George Nocera. 3 wide all the way down to the bottom is DiMatteo. Contact between Arute and Corner. They come together. Arute into the outside wall. More cars spinning off turn 2.
As it is David Arute underneath the USA sign. He is in distress. As also involved in that one, Chris Matthews. And he is not happy as Ted Kane, car number 31, he was another participant, and they are kind of hooked together. And now Kane is backing up. Glenn Corner had a great run. It ends on lap number 32, and George Nocera has taken over the lead.
Let's go trackside and hear more from John Gates.
Okay, a very dejected David Arute. And Dave, man, a rough hit there. The 75 car was marching towards the front, man. What happened out there?
Yeah, I just try to keep it clean the whole race there and try to get to the end. At least we got to lap 32. Just DiMatteo overdriving and sent it into the grass 3 wide in turn 1 while I was trying to pass him on the inside, but trying to drive a car he doesn't have right now. And I just got to thank On Time Accounting for coming on board this year, New England Race Fuel, Jeff Pearl for the transmission, did great this year and the restarts. Just got to thank everyone, my crew. We'll be back next week.
Okay, good run gone bad for David Arute. Unfortunately, into the wall.
He said his goal tonight was to finish the race. Unfortunately, he came 8 laps short of that objective. George Nocera restarting against Keith Caruso, and Keith Caruso has been perfect on every restart tonight. We'll see if that trend can continue.
He's been tough to beat for sure. Pace car is in. Nocera on the bottom. Outside for Caruso. Green flag is waving again, and Nocera has got an excellent jump on the start. DiMatteo is right behind him, but Caruso sails it in turn 1.
He has the toughest job trying to hang tough on the outside. He loses a spot to DiMatteo, and he's trouble for the 07 of Goff, losing a couple positions after making contact and landing on the grass.
Corey DiMatteo now working inside, challenging for the top spot underneath Nocera. They nearly get together in turn number 2. Now here's DiMatteo, who takes advantage of that. He goes to the inside again.
He has the leverage, and now he has the lead. Nocera making contact. Nocera heading to the infield, and we have a mess in turn number 4.
Multiple cars involved. Todd Doulard went up into the outside wall. 4 or 5 cars have spun in the aftermath, as the 92 car of Daniel Wesson has got damage on the right side. Caruso involved in the 06 as well. So a good run gone bad for him, as there's multiple cars involved here in turn 4.
The two leaders got together, and as soon as they did, they left chaos behind them. Limping back on the pit road is Christopher Vians in car number 33. A very popular young driver. Old school, I think, is a way to describe Brett Gagnon. His crew chief his crew consists of all his friends that he went to high school with.
Yep.
He went to Cheney Tech in Manchester. And those Cheney Tech guys, the Beavers, that's the members of his crew. And it's a bunch of guys. They like to hang out together. They love to work on race cars. And they are trying to get him home with the lead, but they'll have to sweat it out for 7 more laps.
It would be a huge night for Brett Gagnon if he can capture this victory on Dunleavy's Modified night and bring home that big payday into turn 3. We will try it again. They've been warned. Let's see what happens this time by as the pace car makes that hard left turn. They're looking for the green once again. The lights are on. The green is waving. It's an even start between Brett Gagnon and Jay Goff.
And Gagnon trying to do something about that. Here comes Goff. He is right there. Crazy glue to the side of the 81 car. Gagnon moves into the lead. Here comes Bob Charland as he rockets his way into second place.
Charland nearly loses a handle on the inside lane of the racetrack. Goff went up high, and that's the only thing that kept him from collecting each other in turns 3 and 4. Gagnon is away with the race lead. The battle raging for second.
And right now, the upper hand goes to Charland. Behind him is Griswold. Prucker is also right there. Going far to the outside is Jay Goff. Was that a good move? Not quite, because Charland has second by a half a car length.
5 laps to go for Brett Gagnon in this SK Light 40. Into the second place is going to be Bob Charland. Here comes Glenn Griswold now. He wants to finish on the podium tonight as he pulls to the inside of Jay Goff.
So the old warhorse is on the gallop, trying to get to the inside of Goff. Rick Williams, we haven't talked about him that much. He has moved into the top 5 in car number 59.
Williams, another driver that had to start deep in the field tonight. The 89 machine spinning off turn 4 and through the grass continues on. Brett Gagnon looking for 3 to go this time by. The battle appears to be for 3rd between Griswold and Jay Goff.
Look at Marcello Refrano, car number 88 on the outside of Williams. A stutter step right there, but Refrano was involved in 2 altercations. Leading by about the length of a hockey stick is the 81 of Gagnon. 2-lap indicator. Brett Gagnon, 2 laps away from the biggest win in his racing career.
But pressuring from behind is Bob Charland. Charland has closed the gap 2 car lengths behind. Behind them, they are 2 by 2 from 4th on back. Into turn number 3. Charland drives it in deep. 1 lap to go for Brett Gagnon this time by.
Griswold trying to move into 3rd, but the spotlight is in front. Here comes Gagnon. Move to the inside. Charland couldn't get there quickly enough. Here is Gagnon as he BBs his way into turn number 3. Brett Gagnon from Vernon, Connecticut, as he scampers off turn number 4 for the final time. Your winner, Brett Gagnon, of the biggest race in SK Light Racing history.
Across the line in second is Bob Charland. Glenn Griswold will finish in 3rd. Jay Goff for 4th, and Rick Williams rounding out the top 5.
Marcello Refrano, that is not a typo. Somehow he rallied for a 6th place finish. Glenn Corner in 7th, Jeff Nooney in 8th, Wesley Prucker in 9th, and Chris Carell finishing in the top 10.
Ted Kane came home 11th. Rick Dulac was 12th. Mark Burke 13th. 14th went to Mark Alkis. 15th for George Nocera. 16th for Corey DiMatteo. Keith Caruso was 17th. Todd Doulard was 18th. 19th was Dan Wesson. And Chris Faines finished 20th.
Then it was David Arute finishing 21st. Chris Matthews 22nd. Joey Graff 23rd. Noah Corner 24th. Joey Farino 25th. Tony Santangelo 26th. And Glenn Barkowski finishing in 27th. And here is Brett Gagnon to take a victory lap as he will stop at the front and start-finish line with our top 3.
The SK Light Modified after a tough 40-lap main event. We are going to talk to our 3rd-place finisher first. Glenn Griswold, man, you are rocking here at Stafford. Congratulations, top 3. Can't beat that.
No, we can't. We had a great car tonight. We got a strong motor. We just missed the setup a little bit. Wish I could have got up there earlier, but every one of those wrecks, I seemed to be right there. I missed it, but I was involved with it. The 2-car was dumping water there when he spun out over there. It was a tough race, but I knew we had something for him at the end. Here we are. Just got to thank Earth Lights, Precision Mechanical, Superior Refinishing. I got to thank all my crew, my family. My girlfriend had to leave. Everybody, this is great to be here, and hopefully we'll do this again. Doug.
Let's talk to our second-place finisher, Rob Charland. Bob, the #1 car, man, congratulations, second place tonight. Looks like you had something for the leader there. I'll tell you, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, I definitely didn't want to tangle with him. That was a great time. I just can't even believe that we're sitting here right now.
Bob, I'll tell you what, man, it's good to see you back here on the podium. I know you got some people you got to thank.
Yeah, I do. I got to thank my brother Ray for helping me out, and my friends, Jason Lemire, Virginia for hanging in there with me. The kids for coming, right? Everybody helped me. Glenn Griswold put the car back together for me. I really owe it to him for a lot of help there. Thank you, Glenn, and everybody that hung in there with me. I appreciate everything, the track, everything everybody did. What a great race, and everybody for driving fairly clean.
Now, I'll tell you what, let's go talk to our feature winner, Brett the Jet Gagnow. He goes to victory lane in the number 81, man. That's got to be one of the biggest wins of your career right there.
Oh, yeah, it feels good to get here. We got a lot of people here that are obviously cheering us on. We didn't have the best luck in the last couple of weeks, but it seems like we're on the podium or we're in the wall here, so hopefully we can keep this streak going.
Brett, I'll tell you what, it was a rough race out there, a lot of carnage, and you were able to outdrive a lot of drivers, and masterful piece of driving, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was more of a patience thing with the 40 laps, but, I mean, I guess it paid off in the end. There's some carnage out there, and we ended up here.
Congratulations once again on your big victory. Doug?
This was pretty cool. It was a little rough there, but I think next year they learned from it.